Oh. Hey guys, we're Social Ninja, and we came up with the idea to do a segment on this channel where a lot of us ask me questions and I answer them. So today, he's gonna ask me some Facebook ads questions. I've never seen them before, and here are my honest answers.
Hi everyone. Alright, so first Facebook question. What's the difference between Facebook sponsored ads, business manager, and ads manager?
Okay, well, two of those things have something in common, and sponsored ads have nothing in common. So sponsored ads are the ads that show up in Facebook. Could be boosted posts, could be an ad created with Ads Manager. Business Manager is more an organizational tool where you can have different ad accounts and different pages. So if I was going to put them in order, it's your business manager here that holds the ad account, and the ad account publishes the sponsored posts.
So if you're going to post it, would you post it as a boosted post or through your ads manager?
Definitely through Ads Manager, because you have way more options. Boosted posts, Facebook likes to make guesses for you or recommend options and targeting that might not necessarily be the best for you, but makes them the most money. So you always, when possible, want to have as many targeting options as you can.
Okay. So is it free to do Facebook advertising, or do you have to pay for it?
You have to pay for it. You have to put your credit card into your ad account, and Facebook will charge it directly from your card. I think it's either 30 days or whatever amount that you set on your account. I guess we cut it there. That's the answer.
What is the point of split testing on Facebook ads, and why should I do it?
So split testing is when you take two variations, and it could be variations in targeting or variations in the actual ad itself. And the reason why we want to do it is because we want to see which is performing better, and we want to let data decide this. There's so many times that we run split tests and we think A is going to definitely do better than B, and we're always surprised by what the actual results are.
So when I'm doing split testing, what do I track while I'm doing it?
So you want to track the main performance elements first. So if it's a lead generation ad, then you want to track leads. If it is a purchase ad, you want to track purchases. And when you don't have enough main elements to track, then we're going to go into secondary. So maybe I might look at engagement instead. If it was e-commerce, maybe I'd look at add to carts instead. But we're going pretty much further up the funnel to see which is going to perform better. But definitely we want the main goal first and foremost.
So when I'm doing my daily spending on a Facebook ad, what is a good limit?
This depends how many leads you want, how many purchases you want. It's really up to you. If your budget is only $5 a day, well, you can only spend $5 a day. If you can spend $100 a day and you're getting good results, then spend $100 a day. But it's really what makes sense to you at that time and what you can afford to spend.
What is a Facebook pixel, and how will it benefit my campaign?
So a Facebook pixel is a piece of code that gets installed in your website, and it can track website events like when people fill out a lead form, or when people make a purchase or add something to their cart. And what it does is it talks back to Facebook. So in your ads manager, you can see all these events, and you can start to see the cost per these events. So you'll be able to see the cost per purchase, or how much someone has spent on the store versus what you spent on ads. So Facebook will use this data as well, and it will try and self-optimize the campaign by showing it to groups of people that are performing the best.
So do I have to make the pixel myself, or does Facebook do that for me?
So you create the pixel yourself, and you have to install it yourself. There's two ways to install a pixel, two main ways. The first one is manual, where, as it sounds, you manually put all the events in the right place. If you're not very technical, this might be hard for you. The second most popular way is through Google Tag Manager, but again, you'll have to have some technical knowledge to navigate that too.
So if I'm running a campaign, How do I get people to make an inquiry on my Facebook campaign?
So the best way to get inquiries would just be running a lead form or lead generation ad. Lead forms tend to work better because you're not taking people off the Facebook experience, and usually come through cheaper as well because, again, Facebook's rewarding you for not taking people off the site. They're also more straightforward, where the lead comes straight up. It has all the fields that they need to fill out. It's not hidden on your website, or they have to go looking for it or find it, and that makes it the best way to get leads.
Facebook has an algorithm. Do I trust it with my campaigns?
So with the Facebook algorithm, it's always going to be there. You're always going to have to work with it. So the best thing you can do is learn as much as you can about the algorithm, what it's preferring. For example, we know that you can't put in your body copy, share this post with your friend or tag a friend. It picks it up, it doesn't like it, it reduces the reach. So as long as you stay really informed about what the current algorithm is liking and disliking, then you can use it in your favor to boost the performance of your ads.
What are the two most useful campaign objectives to use when you're starting out with Facebook advertising?
Okay, so the two main campaign types when it comes to Facebook ads and business models is either going to be a conversion ad, which covers things like leads, purchases, add to carts, website registrations, or a lead generation ad, which covers leads. You want to use these types because these are the campaigns that directly result in something that benefits your business, where all the rest of the campaigns tend to focus around other things like impressions or reach or engagement. And whilst all those things are good and things that you should pay attention to, the things that don't directly make your business money. So when you're starting out on Facebook ads, you really want to go for the top. You want to go for what's going to be the most beneficial to you and get the most out of your budget, and that would be conversion ads or lead generation ads.
What is the most optimal time and how often should I make a change to my campaign?
Okay, so let the data decide. If the campaign's running really terrible, keep making changes, and if it's not improving, you might have to go right back to the drawing board, come up with a new ad plan, new ad strategy. You're really going to have to wait until there is enough data, and that's a really open-ended thing in itself, because when is enough data? That's going to be up to you. That's going to be up to your judgment. If you've got a bigger budget, you can afford to wait for longer. If that ad budget needs to be spent the most efficient way possible, then I would definitely recommend reducing the time that you wait between making these changes. But you're basically waiting for enough data that you feel comfortable with to make the next change.
Okay. So if I'm going to make a change on my campaign, what kind of demographics and interests do I go for?
So again, you're letting the data decide. If you're using interests, one trick we use is that we split up each interest by ad set, and that way we can tell which exact interest is responsible for a conversion or a lead, instead of grouping an interest with 20 other interests and we have no clue which one actually made the conversion. With demographics, there's a thing called breakdowns in Facebook ads, and it will actually tell you the placement that was responsible for the conversions, the time of day that the conversions happened, age groups, gender, and you can use this information as well to work out the best performing segments and focus all your money there and cut out the wasted ad spend on all the segments that aren't getting results.
What is the biggest sign to my campaign becoming a flop?
If you're spending more money on acquiring a lead than you're actually going to make on the lead, it's time to go back and figure something else out, because you're not going to make money like this. The campaign is not magically going to turn around and decide it's going to perform amazing. Same thing with the purchase. If you make $20 on a product and you're spending $30 on Facebook ads, go back and figure something else out. It's not worth your time. You're not going to make money. The ad's not going to fix itself. You have to do some thinking.
Do I need to watch my campaigns full time, or do I just relax and wait while they're running?
You definitely want to pay attention to these campaigns. A lot can happen in a short amount of time. You have to be paying attention to the demographics, to all the breakdowns, and really being agile with the changes while they're happening. It's really uncommon for you to make a whole ad plan and it goes exactly like your plan. You really have to just take it as it comes, adjust, and keep going.
So I'm planning to target people to buy luxury second-hand cars. How do I target them through demographics, interests, and so on?
Okay, so this sounds really specific, and it sounds like you need people with a lot of money to buy a luxury car. So the best targeting option that I would go for are things like education, where we can target doctorate degrees and master's degrees, and even specific job titles. We can target lawyers and doctors and engineers and architects and people that would actually have enough money to make that type of purchase. I would stay away from interests like luxury cars or brands like Ferrari, because so many people are interested in Ferrari, but how many of them can actually afford one? Probably like 0.1%. So with something like this, your targeting has to be really specific, and really filtering out the people that can't afford it is just as important as trying to target people who can. Thanks for watching this video. Make sure that you like and subscribe to enter our 10K ad spend giveaway, and let us know in the comments what other topics we should cover in this series. See you next time on Social Ninja. Definitely, you're gonna have to ask me again. I just forgot how to speak.